Judit Polgar interview, take one.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here with Grandmaster Judit Polgar. Your documentary just came out last week, Queen of Chess on Netflix. Let me ask you, how much has your phone been blowing up this week with your friends and family?
It was blowing up. I get nonstop messages, and it's a great feeling.
Who's the most famous person following you on Instagram?
Whew, that's a tough question. I don't know.
Who would you like to be following you?
People who like real stories and like to give values to the world.
And already at the time of this interview, you're up to the top 5 in the streaming shows. Do you have a celebration plan if you get to #1 on Netflix?
You know, it's so funny to follow it. I mean, for me, from the beginning, it was already something very special and unique that there is a film about my story and my family. And now I'm looking, where are we standing? How many countries? All these things. It's just a lot of fun and, of course, a lot of pride also. I don't know how to take it, but for the moment, I'm going with the flow and I'm enjoying it.
You also got a cool experience going to the Sundance Film Festival. I saw a little bit of the Q&A there, but tell us about that experience being at Sundance.
That was quite amazing because it was at the Eccles Theater with 1,200 people. So I was able to watch it together with my husband, and my daughter was also joining me, of course, Rory Kennedy and the filmmaker and her team. And after the movie, I was invited up on stage, and it was a standing ovation. So it was something very special that non-chess players were very happy and inspired by the story of mine. And after that, there were a lot of questions, and we would have been going on and on. So I was happy that people were curious, interested, asking all kinds of questions regarding Fischer, regarding my education, regarding who is going to be the next woman who is going to be in my footsteps, and so on.
And the biggest thing that people in the chess world are talking about, forgive me for repeating this again, is the touch move incident. But are you surprised at all about when the final product came out that Garry Kasparov didn't offer a little more contrition, shall we say?
To tell you the truth, I was not really expecting anything concrete out of the documentary. Because when you have expectations, you can really fall big. So I didn't have anything there. I was very curious how he comes out of that and how he's going to be reacting and handling. And after so many years later, basically it happened in 94, 30 years ago. I'm not surprised on anything, and I didn't have expectations regarding this either. I think it was a huge thing for him that back then in 88, when he gave the first interview about me, that he doesn't see women fighting in a man's world because it's too harsh, too challenging, too fighting. I think he made a big growth in that, in his mindset, and he did appreciate and acknowledged my achievements. What happened in 94, that stays where it is.
It was a long time ago. I'm curious, has he texted you any kind of congratulations, or have you had any kind of chat with him since the movie was released?
No, I haven't. Basically, I connected him with Rory Kennedy, with the team, that there is going to be a movie about me and they would like to talk to you. And then this is what happened after that. We see what happened, right? No, but Garry is not that kind of person who is just chatting around with WhatsApp. He's on his own. He's his own character.
Danny Arendt recently released Dark Squares, where he admitted to uncovering memories he had literally forgotten in going back to his past. Was there any part of making the documentary where you relived a memory or a thought that you hadn't had in a long time and you had to be reminded about it?
Well, I'm living this period for quite some time, going back and revisiting my memories, my stories, my diaries, my everything what was happening back 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And it is quite challenging, I must say. For the documentary, of course, a lot of pictures, a lot of archive materials. There were a lot of questions regarding how old were you, who did you play with, when was it, and many other questions. It is quite special, but to tell you the truth, I like to live in the present and plan the future generally, though I'm not very much able to do that because I'm also working on my memoir. So I have to go back and forth again and again for quite some time.
Well, let's talk about the future. If somehow Hollywood makes a fictional version of your story, but closely aligned to your life, or your memoir becomes a movie, who would you like to play as the lead actress?
I don't go so much ahead, you know. It's really, I think, one of the key of my success was also partly because I had my dreams and big goals to beat Kasparov and to be in the top 10 and possibly become world champion. But it was like in a long distance, so I always had somewhere I knew my direction. And really, I don't have these expectations and my dreams. And can you imagine if I say Anya Taylor-Joy, let's say, or whatever, you know? And then it's not happening. It's something else. You're disappointed. So I just go with the flow, and we'll see.
You mentioned goals. You've been retired for about 10 years, but what is your biggest goal as probably one of the most prominent ambassadors of chess that we have? What's your biggest goal in that part of your life?
Well, I'm very much involved to spread how chess is great for education and for next generation and in general for everyone. Because chess is a game where you can learn a lot of rules and also how to break those rules, but also how much you're individual. At the same time, you have your team, not only on the chessboard with the 6 pieces, but also to be successful, you have to have your supporters. And so I wish that that chess becomes part of everyday school material in a fun way, in an educational way, and I believe that games generally build kids a lot. So that is something that I'm working in that direction.
We're completely aligned on that, as you know. And finally, you are currently, at the time of this filming, playing the entire world in a game of chess. Perhaps you could show us the first couple of moves, and then I'm going to ask you, do you think you can beat the other 8 billion people on the planet? Are you going into this with the weight of that on your shoulders?
No, I don't put pressure on myself. I think this game is about getting together. Chess connects us, as I'm saying, that chess is something that we can enjoy in many different ways. Not only live events, online events, playing with our friends, but this is something to show that, okay, let's get together online and spend time like a month or 2, depending how many moves it's going to be. So I'm playing, and of course it's challenging for me because every 2 days I have to make a move, I have to take my phone. So for now I'm very much on the safe side, but we'll see how it will work out and how challenging it will be. But mainly for me it's about spreading the power of chess and connecting each other.
It will be fun to watch. Thank you to the world for not playing the Berlin defense. Thank you to Judit.
I was also happy.
And by the time this comes out, Judit, you'll probably already be killing the world in the game, but good luck to you in both your Hollywood endeavors, your memoir, and in this chess game against the world.
Thank you very much.